Hello survivors! In this video I'm going to talk about the mistakes that most beginners make in Sons of the Forest. Most of the times when I join the Sons of the Forest servers, I see things that are really funny. If you didn't do these mistakes, it is known that you are a technical player in Sons of the Forest. The first thing that the beginners in Sons of the Forest do is that they do not pay attention to the direction where they cut down a tree, especially in the direction where the house is built. You can do the most damage to yourself. You can also cut down trees in a closer direction to collect logs more easily. Another thing that beginners do is that they build their house without finding a modern axe. In fact, the developers made these weapons easily available to us so that we can progress faster in the early game, collect logs more easily, and defend ourselves. Simple. Most of the players don't pay attention to the fact that they only make the journey in Sons of the Forest harder and slower. The next thing that can be seen a lot in Sons of the Forest is putting Kelvin idle or even killing this unfortunate person. Why do you really kill this poor person? In fact, Kelvin is one of the most useful people in Sons of the Forest, and also the stupidest. Anyway, whenever you go away from your camp, build a storage room and tell Kelvin to fill it until you return. This is the biggest favor you can give yourself. Also, if you build your house at a distance from trees or even close, building log sled is the best trick to build your house quickly. It is better to spend more and make a bigger log sled, because instead of 8 pieces of logs, you can move 12 pieces of logs at the same time. Also, if you watched until here, don't forget to subscribe my channel. I have lots of videos about Sons of the Forest, about traps, buildings, and best base locations in Sons of the Forest, which can be very useful. After the update 1, all the changes were made in the food system of Sons of the Forest. The most important of them was the addition of sickness after eating rotten food or arm or leg. I don't want to give examples of all of them. Also, some bugs were fixed, one of which was to return rotten hands or leg to healthy ones, but there is no more news about that, and the food system has become more rational. From now on, if you have food in your bag, don't cook it. Instead, by using a pot, you can turn it into a Greg or chicken noodle soup, so that you don't get sick and you can feel your health. At the beginning of the game, if you spawn on the beach spawn point, you will see lots of seagulls, but the mistake of the beginner players is that they quickly run towards them and they run away most of the time. Although you can catch their feathers using a log and make arrows for yourself very quickly. Also, don't forget that you can get feathers from seagulls several times. Actually, I didn't know this trick until this video. Another mistake that beginners make is that they attack the mutants with melee weapons. If you are a professional and know all the enemy's blows, you can use melee weapons, but still the best option is to use fire arrows. 80% of mutants have their weaknesses that you need to know in order to become a professional player. Otherwise, bad things will happen to you. Also, burning carnivals can help you a lot. If you kill the carnivals and do not get any profit from them, it is a complete loss for you. Always try to build a bone storage from the beginning of the game and save them, because if you are new, bone armors can help you a lot. It is also very useful for the continuation of the game. because in the new update sulfide bone armor has been added, which is stronger than all other armors. So don't forget this point to don't be an amateur. Another point in this case that noobs do is that they always burn carnivals in the fire. Meanwhile, you can burn them with a torch or make a room to burn carnivals. It is perfect and that will not get lots of times from you, and you have to do this. Another tip that professionals use to build a house quickly is that they don't connect all the logs together. If you know how much you can save logs by doing this, you will never do it. I'm begging you, don't connect all logs together unless the appearance of the house is a little important to you. But actually finally that appearance will be same. Anytime I joined a server, I saw many players are doing this, but I understood they are a bunch of cheaters. Actually, I do not know why cheaters is everywhere, even in good servers. In my opinion, if you saw a cheater in your server, kick or ban him. Anyway, you can do this trick on the roofs and floors. Also, as much as possible, you should remove the columns of your house for more space. By using a half log and connecting it to the last row of the roof, you can again increase the space of your home, which is really beneficial to you. Another thing you should do is to make sure to use custom traps along with ready-made traps. By doing this, you can multiply the power of your traps. For example, using spike walls next to helicopter traps or hockey-pocky traps, which can be so powerful for your base. Always don't forget, combining multi-traps together can be useful and killer 4 times. Another thing that noobs don't do is they don't mark spawn locations or loot locations. For example, when you found out that a place has a loot or fish or a lots of deer running there, without the doubt put a sign there, because after a few days you will see that they have spawned again and you can get meat again, and after that you will be rich in Sons of the Forest. There are some places where there are rope, clothes, wire and other required items. Be sure to mark those places because these items will spawn again at any difficulty level. At the beginning of the game, if you have acquired turtle shell, be sure to make a rain catcher with them. Saving water is very necessary at the beginning of the game, and you can drink clean water very easily. This is the best option that you can get waters, actually clean waters. You can also store turtle shells with this because there is no way to store turtle shells, and you can store all of them by using a water collector or rain catcher or spring trap. You can make that item temporarily and put some sticks and press X to get all of that items, also turtle shell, or you can build that structure and hold C and get all of that items. Only by this trick you can save your turtle shells. That can be useful for future. If you watched until here, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Here is lots of content about Sons of the Forest, such as building tips, new traps, best base locations, so don't miss it. And ring that damn bell. If you want to have a perfect start in Sons of the Forest, don't miss this video. Thank you, servers, and farewell.